Hi everyone, welcome to the December 2022 month ahead astrology forecast and the card reading for every sign. Timestamps will be under the video for your sign. You can go by your sun, moon or rising sign to see what comes up in the cards for this month for you. Before I start, I do want to mention a couple of things. So first of all, I have a subscription based, it's called Patreon. I'm sure you've heard of it before, and basically what I'm doing with that is it's a subscription based account where if you want to see extra videos that I put up for, you know, all related to different topics. Actually, some of them are like bonus videos, like I just posted one December love reading for all signs, so you can check that out if you want to subscribe. It's a small amount of, you know, per month that you pay, and obviously if you like it, you can stick with it. If you decide you don't want to, you can cancel anytime. So a lot of people know what Patreon is, so if you don't know what it is, just tell you a bit about it. And yeah, just so you know, the link's below if you want to join. I also have another video that I posted on there on a different topic that I don't usually cover publicly, like on my YouTube channels. It's something that I personally look into myself when there's a case, like an unsolved case, or you know, a particularly baffling crime or something like that that, you know, makes international news, like there has been recently, the Idaho University, that horrific case. So I did do a reading, and I channeled some psychic messages around that because I was feeling very strongly, you know, I was like a lot of people trying to understand what is going on here, what's behind this, and it doesn't seem to be a lot coming forward at the moment from, you know, the police over in the USA about that. So if you want to check out that video, you can also subscribe to my Patreon for that. So it's $4.99 US per month at the moment to join, and I'll be also adding other videos like psychic development, other stuff to do with chart analysis. Like, it's going to be a range of things, and also you'll get to view other content early. So for example, this reading will be posted early for Patreons, and then it'll come out, you know, a little bit after for everyone else. So you can have a look and see what the bonuses are with joining the Patreon. But thank you so much to those who have already joined, and I'd love to see you over there. You can also ask me questions or suggest certain type of content that you want to see, and I've already had someone suggest another unsolved case, so I will do a reading on that coming up. Okay, so that's that. The other stuff is, there's always, all the links are below my online store for booking a reading, which is closed at the moment because I've just been extremely busy. And this is a message to my actual customers who are waiting for readings, especially if you've ordered a 2023 reading. Okay, so yes, I am getting to it, and you know, those readings actually take me 2 to 3 days to do, write all the transits out, film, do everything. And everyone knows when they ordered that there was going to be, you know, a while for me to get it back. I said mid to late November, or up to mid-December. So I'm getting to a bunch of those this week and next week. So if you're waiting, you could get it in the next 2 weeks. Of course, you can always ask me, you can always message me on Etsy, but don't worry, I'm onto it. And let's just, I think that's the main stuff that I wanted to mention. Let's just get into this reading. So December, a lot going on for the month of December with the astrology. So first of all, yes, it's Saggy season. Happy birthday to all the Sagittarians out there. And it'll be Saggy season until December 21st. Then we go into Capricorn season. And happy birthday, Capricorns. So that's, what was I going to say? No, there's also a full moon. Okay, so full moon in Gemini, actually, on December 8th at 16 degrees of Gemini. This is an interesting full moon because it actually conjuncts with Mars in Gemini, which is retrograde. A lot of thoughts and a lot of emotions coming up in December around that full moon. So what I'm seeing with this is, especially if you've got Gemini in your chart, if you're a Gemini sun, moon, rising, especially if you've got anything around 16 degrees, or if you've got anything around 16 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, this could be something where you feel pressured to make a decision and you're really trying to think something through, or you're trying to process a lot of thought and a lot of emotion. It could feel like things are happening very quickly with this full moon because of that conjunction to retrograde Mars in Gemini, but it can also be a lot of internal stuff going on, a lot of thinking, a lot of thoughts, a lot of inner pressure. Okay, so if you are struggling around the time, especially leading up to the full moon, say the 7th of December, I personally find that I feel the full moon coming on like at least, sometimes depends, you know, sometimes 2-3 days before, especially the day before. And, you know, you're feeling like you're stuck in your head because this energy is very heady, it's very overthinking, it's very much in the logical mind, trying to make decisions. It would be a good time to do something like yoga, do some exercise, do something to get out of your head, because it can be a little bit overwhelming, I would say, with that conjunction to Mars. So this full moon is about possibly, could be multiple things, trusting in a decision that you're being prompted to make, a reevaluation of a previous decision, revisiting something to do with, it can be, you know, Gemini is a dual sign, it can be about relationships, it can be about very much our communications with others, our thinking, our mental health and well-being. You know, it's ruled by Mercury, which is the mind. So I feel that energy, to be honest, it's a little bit on the hectic side, it's a little bit on the intense side. Also, Gemini rules the hands, the eyes, the shoulders, lungs, and those parts of the body will be more sensitive now under this full moon, okay? So do look after your health at this time. There could be a lot of discussions going on. That's the last thing I'll say about the full moon in Gemini on December 8th. A lot of discussions, a lot of thinking. It's a good time to journal if you've got a lot of thought going on, or talk to someone who you trust about what you're experiencing if it's feeling overwhelming for you. If you've got anything around 16 degrees, say between 13 and 19 degrees of Gemini, it will impact you quite strongly, even a little bit after those degrees. So with the Mars retrograde, that is actually still going to be retrograde in Gemini until mid-January next year. So we have quite a bit of time left of this Mars retrograde. Also, in December, we have from the 18th to the 20th, Venus in Capricorn square Chiron in Aries at 11 degrees, okay, of cardinal. So, yeah, so it's an exact square there. So there's some kind of tension in relationships between the 18th through the 20th. This will affect those most who have Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, or Libra, especially anything between 8 to 13 degrees of those signs. Then on December 20th, just before Christmas, and I think this is a positive omen, positive sign for Christmas, is Jupiter goes direct into Aries again. So there's a sense of forward movement, a sense of coming back into strength, coming back into vitality, energy, and moving forward with our lives. So it feels like this year has been overall, I would say, you know, definitely not as heavy as 2021 and 2020, but while Saturn still is in Aquarius until March next year, there is this heaviness with that energy, and especially for Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, and Aquarius. So I'm feeling with Jupiter going to Aries, it's going to just bring back some vivacious energy, some vitality, some verve, and it will be quite good, especially if you've got anything in fire signs, you know, early degrees of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is going to be really nice for you from December 20th. Then from the 21st to the 23rd, just before Christmas, it is the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere and the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. So the solstices are always very powerful times, you know, new beginning energy, very strong, powerful energy. It's a time where we may start something new, and you know, it's in Australia, it's the longest day. So that's, you know, well, that's where I am here, but yeah, so, and the shortest day in the northern hemisphere. So the solstice energies, there can be, as I said, powerful energies around that time, that certain things can sometimes happen in the collective that you notice around the solstices. I've picked up on that as well. I've noticed that sometimes when the solstices happen, there's certain things that happen in the world that are just kind of a bit of a big deal, or some kind of significant change. And personally, it can be a bit like that as well. And it is, you know, Capricorn season coming on, so it's that cardinal energy of, you know, starting something new and going forward, going up, ascending in some way. And then on the 23rd, as well, so this is obviously at the solstice, there's a new moon in Capricorn at 1 degree of Capricorn. So it's very powerful new beginning in cardinal energy. Cardinal energy, Capricorn, it's one of the cardinal signs. It's energy for initiating change. So you'd be looking at what you want to initiate in terms of change in your life when it comes to business, your money, your resources, your practical life, the structures of your life. So all these kind of things come into focus. It is square with Jupiter in Aries, so we may feel a little bit like overly enthusiastic or want to take on a lot, like feeling very pumped up about the future, thinking about next year. You might be thinking about what you want to achieve in 2023 and all that kind of thing. So it's a good time around the 23rd maybe to even write down, you know, what your goals are for 2023, because Capricorn's all about goals. It's all about writing down the goals, achieving the goals, and going after what you want. It's that ambitious energy of Capricorn. The dark side of Capricorn is procrastination. So don't, you know, maybe don't fall into that. If you have time to write down your goals, around the solstice would be a good time for that. I'm also, just one other thing before I get to the cards for each sign. I am going to be filming soon. As soon as I get a chance, I am so busy at the moment, but as soon as I get a chance, I want to film the 2023 astrology year ahead, for the year ahead for 2023 reading. So you can expect that to be posted before, it's going to be before Christmas, because after Christmas I'm on holidays and things are hectic in a different way. All right, guys, so let's look at the cards for December for each sign, of course, starting with Aries. Timestamps under the video. So I've got a few different decks and the Astro Dice today. So Aries, what's coming up for December just in general? If you want to look at love, go to my Patreon. You can watch the December love reading there. Aries, general reading, December. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so work might just be a little bit meh in the month of December for Aries. You might not be feeling it. You might be just like, oh, I can't wait for the holidays. I need a break. I'm sort of bored. You know, this is the energy of a bit of frustration in the workplace, Aries. What do we have here? We have adventure. So yes, you are craving a break. Look at that. You're craving a break, Aries. You need a break. Look at this beautiful forest. It's like a tropical rainforest with a waterfall. You might be going somewhere like this. You might be going on a hike somewhere beautiful like that. I really like this card. It's like so much the opposite of this. It's like you're kind of in the doldrums working, waiting for the holidays, and then it's like, yep, you're gonna have your adventures. You're gonna have some fun, Aries. You're gonna go away, or you're gonna go on a short trip. You might just do a day trip or a couple of day trips that really refresh your soul in December. So that's super nice. You've got a lot to look forward to there, Aries. Let's see what we've got from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, Aries. December. Oh, jumping card. Peaks of Joy. Oh, this is such an Aries like card. Look at that woman. She's like got all a red sash. Red is such an Aries color. It's a number 33. So wow, there's going to be some beautiful moments in December where you're sharing joy and happiness with others, like with family or loved ones. I do get a vibe of Christmas to do with that as well. So if you're spending Christmas with family or friends, it's going to be really nice for you. There's a sense of prosperity, and I'm getting the impression of like receiving a gift that you're really happy with. So then someone may give you something that you're like, wow, I really needed that, or I really wanted that. Thank you so much. Like, and you're going to be having this sense of connecting with nature, sanctuary. So if you feel like you've been stuck in a rut, especially with work or your routine or just your daily life, you're going to be breaking out of that at some point in December. Let's see what else. You have the South Node. You have Gemini, which is interesting because there is that full moon in Gemini. You have the fifth house of romance. Wow. And the fifth house, not just of romance, but children and creativity. Fifth house with Gemini can be, if you've got children in the family or if you've got kids yourself, you know, it can be a fun time this month with the kids, say if you've got kids or family members that are young. Other meanings of this for other Aries people can be, this can be very romantic energy, like texting someone that you really like, flirting on text, flirting on email, flirting on the phone. The South Node is some kind of, this is a positive meaning I'm getting for this at the moment. Like it's the South Node, it's neutral, it's a karmic point, right? It does indicate past life energies and past life karmic stuff, but in this case, in this reading right now, I'm getting something like a reward coming back to you in the month of December, Aries. So that's actually quite nice. Wow, it actually looks overall not too bad. It looks, you got a lot of like positive energy with these two. It's just that work and day-to-day life routine's a bit dull at the moment, but that's going to be lifting. I feel like it's going to be lifting after the full moon, which is on the 8th of December. So I feel like you should have a good month and you should have a good Christmas, Aries. That's really nice. All right, so let's look at Taurus. All right, my fellow Tauruses. Oh my gosh, we have jumping card already. How appropriate. The Santa Slate. This is the only Christmas themed looking card in this whole deck. This is the animal totem tarot. This is this deck here. And so there's only one card that has anything that makes you think of Christmas on it, which is actually hilarious. It's come up. Now, it's the Judgment card, which is Pluto, which rules Scorpio. But we have here all these presents in the sleigh. So I feel like, Taurus, you're going to get some lovely presents this year. Not something I normally focus on in reading, but that's what I'm getting. The Judgment card is like, you could also, Taurus, be revisiting a connection with somebody that you feel is not over, or that you feel like there's unfinished business with, or something like that going on. Interesting. Let's see what else we have for Taurus for December 2022. Oh, nice. Protection. Wow. So, you know, Taurus is one of the signs that, just like Aquarius, Leo and Scorpio, the last couple of years have been going through a hard time. This is saying, you know, you've been through some of the more difficult things and you are protected, not to worry. If there's like, see the lightning in the background? I don't know if you can actually see it there on the camera. I think it's probably showing up. You have shelter from the storm, okay? So even though they say don't stand under a tree when there's a storm, somehow this tree is protecting you, okay? So apparently it's a non-conductive tree. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it is protecting you. This is a beautiful message. You have protection, Taurus. So if there's anything you're worried about, Taurus, it could be anything at all. It's saying don't worry. You're actually protected regardless of dramas, regardless of other people's issues, regardless of if someone's not happy with something that you've said or done, or, you know, putting pressure on you in some way. You are protected. I love that. Thank you for that. All right, let's see what else for Taurus. Oh, this one literally wants to jump out, and there's actually two, so I'm going to take both. Slow and steady. Okay, that makes sense. And intention 22. Interesting. So with the intention card, I feel this is about, you know, looking at, see how the owl is it's standing on the egg. It's like, what do you want to incubate? What do you want to create moving forward? You know, thinking about creativity, business, creation, nest egg, money. Taurus is, you know, always thinking about what, you know, how much money they have to do what they need to get done. Stability is very important to Taurus. It's not so much the money itself. That's more Capricorn, but, you know, counting your money is more of a Capricorn thing. Taurus is more like, well, do I have the stability? Do I have the ability to, you know, do my routine and fulfill the things that I need to fulfill and live my life? And that's what I'm getting related to money and finances here. And this one says slow and steady. So it's a 12, which adds to 3, which is about communication with others. So it's saying don't force communications with others in December. Let things unfold naturally. Okay, that could be to do with relationships potentially. Also, it could be to do with not overworking yourself. Message to myself as well. Yep, not overworking yourself. Saturn comes up, which is the taskmaster. Saturn is that planet that gives us discipline, forces us to work hard in a way. Not forces us, but it's the energy. When you have Saturn present, it's like you can't help it. You have to work. And, you know, especially if you've got Saturn transits going on, you have to step up. You have to work. You have to be responsible and do, you know, be disciplined. It's like a parent watching over you saying, nope, you've done that wrong. Got to fix it. Do things the right way. Don't take shortcuts. So Saturn's coming up here for Taurus to remind you of, you're still in a phase where you have to face certain responsibilities and some kind of heaviness there. But let's see what else comes up. Yeah, it could be issues with siblings with the third house, siblings, neighbors, relatives. Third house is all those things. It's also, can be friendship, can be communications, like having to deal with a lot of communications for work, business, just life in general, and it feels like a lot sometimes. So Taurus, if you need to switch off your phone and put it on airplane mode, do that, because you need some mental peace. Yeah. See, look at this, Virgo pops up, which is all about criticism, the details of everyday life, things being really having to be on point with your communications, being cautious of, you know, what you're sending in terms of messages to other people. your emails, like the content of your emails, the content of contracts, the content of text messages, how you're communicating. You may be communicating somehow a little bit sternly in the month of December for some reason, especially with siblings, neighbours, relatives, you know, people in your local area, or even with some friends. Saturn in Virgo is about duty, and your duties, like the duties that you have to, you know, perform to, you know, get paid, you know, your work, all those kind of things. So, you know, it's a bit of a mental energy with this, with Saturn, Virgo in the 3rd house. So look after your mental health, Taurus. Make sure, yes, you're fulfilling your obligations, but you're not overtaxing your system mentally. You're not overworking yourself, and you're cautious with communications. It could also be something about health or work, maybe dealing with bosses, or evaluation of your duties, things of that nature, discussing your work duties with a boss, or discussing work for 2023, things like that can be coming up. But I do feel there's a double message in this of looking forward to Christmas time, that there's a nice energy around you then. And just remember, you have the beautiful protection card, which is saying, you know, despite any ups and downs, Taurus, the month of December, you're very much protected. Just don't try to rush around too much with the slow and steady card. It's like, take it easy, you know, slow down a little bit. You're entitled to, you know, you've worked hard this year, Taurus. All right, Gemini, let's see what you got. December, general reading, 2022. Gemini. Oh, jumping card. Wow, look at this. That's such a beautiful card. Geminis, you have the beautiful Temperance card. I love the Temperance card in this animal totem deck. The beautiful flamingo and the rainbow in the background. So pretty. There's a sense of refreshment that comes from this card. It is a card of healing. It is a card of patience. And I do feel that in the month of December for Gemini, you will get to experience something really refreshing for your spirit. Really nice. Wow. That's a gorgeous card. All right, Gemini, what else for December? Wow, look at that beautiful white fox in the snow. So, wow, it's got one green eye and one sort of bluish purple eye. That's got such an atmosphere to it. Purity. Interesting. Makes me think of Virgo when I see the word purity. So you could be dealing with someone with some Virgo energy. But I do feel that someone watching this has like a white fox as an animal totem, or a spirit animal, or you may be seeing foxes, or, you know, it may not be white, but you may be seeing a fox, or fox animal totem comes up, which is about paying attention to your surroundings, being a little bit cautious, somehow strategic, but also, you know, something about having street smarts is coming through. So, you know, maybe you're out enjoying yourself and you have to be a bit more aware of your surroundings for some reason. But I do get a very beautiful message with this of protection and being watched over. So that's really nice. Let's see what else comes up for Gemini. Interesting, the fox has come up because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And I mentioned Virgo, and Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is very connected to fox energy because foxes are very quick and cunning. And that's very much Mercury energy too. So maybe there's something that comes up where you have to be quick, maybe cunning. Who knows? Interesting. Unexpected visitors. Well, I wasn't expecting that card, I can tell you now. And it's a 4 and a 1, which is 5, which relates to romance. And can relate to children. Like, you know, like, so if maybe a family member turns up with their child and you're like, oh, you didn't tell me you were coming. Something like that. You know, we have the curious young girl poking through the door, looking inside the house. It looks a bit like a Cinderella vibe to me. Not Cinderella, sorry. Alice in Wonderland. Why did I say Cinderella? That's weird. Alice in Wonderland vibe coming through. We have the rabbit there, which is interesting because next year in 2023 is the year of the rabbit. And rabbits represent abundance, prosperity, fertility, procreation, things like that. I do feel, Gemini, there could be something unexpected romantically coming up in December. Someone is going to either text you unexpectedly, call unexpectedly, and maybe you expect to hear from them at a certain time, you don't, but then they text you or message you or call you or something after that. But I think this is a very strong message here and a very strong card about that. Let's see what comes up with Astro Dice for Gemini. You have the Sun, 12th house. Ooh. Taurus. Interesting. This can be, with the sun in the 12th house in Taurus, this can be a very creative energy. This can be you wanting to just kind of retreat in your own world and do your own thing. It can also be, you know, Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is love. So it can be like getting together with someone, just you and someone else, like privately, because the 12th house is a private house, spending time together, enjoying each other's company, that kind of thing. It's also could be something to do with doing creative projects, or, you know, doing something like painting, fulfilling a passion. That's something that you work on at home, behind the scenes, that you don't really tell a lot of people about. Or you could be just also wanting to have a bit of time alone between other social things that are going on as well for December. So, you know, it looks like you're going to have some nice times with other people, but you're also going to want to, especially with unexpected visitors. And I feel like that sort of relates to the fox energy, because whenever a fox turns up, it's always unexpected. So look out for the little fox popping up there if you're a Gemini. I think, you know, some Geminis will be pleased to see the little fox friend, which is very symbolic of someone turning up unexpectedly, but others will be like a bit unsure, is what I'm getting. Like maybe it's an ex or something like that. All right, let's go to, what am I up to? Cancer. Cancer, December 2022. What is coming up for Cancer? This one's popping out. Oh, you have the Eight of Wands. So a lot happening quickly. Cancer, December. Oh, you have fulfillment. That's nice. Really nice. You could be traveling. Some Cancerians could be traveling, or traveling to see family, because the moon's here and this is a travel card. The moon relates to family. Some Cancerians could be. Let's see what else. Cancer, December. Oh, mountain. Let's look at the astro dice. December, Cancerians. Saturn. Leo. First house. Wow. All right, so this is what we've got going on for Cancerians for December. There's a lot of ambitious energy around you in the workplace. The mountain energy could be that you feel, because the sixth house, sorry, I don't know if you can see it. I'll pull it up to the camera. It's got the 6 here, which relates to the sixth house for me, which is work. And the mountain could be you have a mountain of work to get through. You're very busy at work. There's a lot going on. You may feel that you have to be very stoic and strong and just get through this and get to Christmas and then finally feel like you can relax. That's what I'm getting. This is a lot of activity in the month of December. You may be very busy doing a lot of things, dealing with a lot of communications. Some Cancerians could be traveling to see family, or having family come to you. Okay. This is a beautiful card, so it's showing that there is something fulfilling coming up in the month of December for you, Cancer. So that's really nice. Now with the astro dice, you have Saturn in Leo, which can be about making commitments in love. It can be about that, or some kind of something official happening with Saturn in Leo that is to do with family, love, or something important like that. Heart-centered, but also has a structure or commitment to it. Could be good news from a boss as well, or news that you hear about a new opportunity to do with work that's coming in next year. You could be very focused with the first house energy in the month of December, but feel like you've got a lot of work to get through. And I just keep getting this feeling for Cancerians, like I just need to get through the work and then I can finally relax and party and have fun, which is the Leo energy as well. But the work is really kind of first and foremost and on your mind, Cancerians. And it's like, well, you've got to get that done first, and then you can really enjoy yourself and have party, have fun, social connections. That's what I'm seeing for Cancer for December. All right, Leo, what's happening for you guys for December 2022? Leo, December 2022. This one's jumping out. Okay, you have the 8 of Swords. Okay, I'll just see what else goes with that. The 8 of Swords can be about feeling a little bit restricted, feeling kind of a bit stuck in a situation that you just don't know how to change right now, or you're not sure what to do about it right now. Sometimes it's a bit of an analysis paralysis type energy where you're overthinking something and you kind of need to trust more. thriving. Well, that's a nice card. Look at that. So even though you're feeling a bit some kind of struggle on the mental plane going on, there's also really beautiful energy for you in December with the thriving card. So this can be like more of a sense of prosperity coming in, extra money I'm feeling, extra abundance, feeling a lot of good energy coming in. That's what I'm getting, Leo. What else for Leo for December? Oh, jumping card. Field of Dreams. Wow, that's a nice card. So we have these fairies sitting on these eggs that are, I don't know, one's hatched. I'm not sure what's hatching out of them though. I can't really tell. It looks like flowers? No, I don't know. It kind of looks like flowers. I'm not sure. But it's a beautiful card. It's talking about your dreams coming true and nurturing your dreams. So, you know, if there's things that you've been thinking about lately, Leo, that are to do with your passion, your future, you know, what you want to achieve next year, things you want to do next year, it's definitely encouraging you to stay focused on that, because you are going to be coming out of this energy is what I'm seeing. Okay, and it's still around you in December, that little stressful kind of worry energy, feeling stuck in something, or it's not time to sort of push forward strongly right now, but it's a time to, you know, kind of water the seeds, so to speak, and see what's growing and thriving in the background of your life, so that when it's ready to really shine out, it'll be time to sort of push forward. And this one's just got a beautiful energy of summertime. So I want to say, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you know, it could be something about summertime. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's obviously winter or going to winter right now, but it is talking about the summertime and doing something fun in the summertime. That's, you know, for you, that'll be next year sometime, obviously. Let's see what the Astro Dice have for Leo. Interesting. We have the North Node with Gemini. So this is about the importance of the contacts, the people that you know, the friends, you know, siblings, people that you know in your life that can help you or help you connect the dots, whether it's in a practical sense or, you know, guide you towards something that you need information about. You know, Gemini is all about information. The North Node is going forward on your destined path and being guided forward and trusting that. Oh, wow, the 12th house. The 12th house is an interesting house. It's about travel. It's about the subconscious. It's about past life energy, your spiritual life. I am getting more of a travel energy around this for Leo, so I do feel a couple of things I'm getting. One is, if you've been feeling lonely, Leo, that's going to be shifting. There's going to be more activity around you, okay, coming up. At some point in December, it's going to be shifting into a bit more social activity. And the other thing that I was getting is something to do with information, gathering information, planning information for either something to do with travel or a creative project or creative things that you're into. So 12th house can be the arts. It can be, you know, music, dance, painting, photography, film, you know, making videos, making films, short films with Gemini can be, okay. So really interesting. And I think the overall message here I'm getting, especially with the North Node, is to trust. Leo, trust in the guidance that you're getting, like your intuition and thoughts and little sparks of inspiration that pop into your head. Because those little bits of moments that you have where you're like, oh, where did that thought come from? And that's a good idea. That's something for you to pay attention to, because it's coming from your intuition. It's coming from your higher self and your guides. Very interesting message for Leo. I like that one. All right, so who's next? We have Virgo, of course. Okay. All right, let's see what's happening for Virgo. Oh, jumping card. What do we have here, Virgo? We have the Four of Swords. Okay, so for Virgo, it looks like you need a rest. I do get a lot of stress I'm picking up on energetically from this. So if you're a Virgo watching this, you may have been feeling that this year has been quite stressful on you. This is a card of rest. It's like, I feel like I'm hearing, I need a rest. You need a break, Virgo. So you might have been overworking yourself, or there's a lot going on with work, and it's like, oh, just looking forward to taking a break here and slowing right down. Okay, rest is needed. Meditation, it can be as well. Let's see what else for Virgo. It's interesting that the frog is like on that sword like that. I feel like that's a message about wanting mental clarity about something. So the rest time that is coming, probably more towards the end of December, is essential for you to get clarity about something important in your life, Virgo. This one flipped over. It says Magical Map Shifter. Oh wow, this is a very interesting card. I don't ever recall seeing this card ever in this deck. So how about that? This is about, it's weird. She looks like Frida Kahlo, you know, that artist from like, I don't know, she was from, I can't remember what era. 40s, 50s, I think the 40s, and she had the hairstyle like that, and it kind of looks like her face. Anyway, that's a side note, but she has a compass on her chest, and she also has a compass in this hand as well. So there's a very strong message about trying to find your direction forward, Virgo. 7 is a very spiritual number. It's about tapping into the more subtle, unseen levels of life rather than the logical mind. Because your mind might be quite exhausted at this time, Virgo, and it's more about just trusting that there, even though things maybe have been a bit difficult lately, there is a rhyme and reason for everything. And there's a shift coming in your life, but it's like you need to trust this process, and that's probably not easy for you since you're ruled by Mercury, very logical. Let's see what else comes up. It's like asking you to go into the more subtle part of your intuitive self rather than pure logic at this time of December. Trust your instinct, trust your intuition, trust the feeling of where you're being guided next. Because see, here's the thing, the intuition knows ahead of time what the mind cannot possibly know. And that's why intuition is so important and so powerful, because it does guide us in that way. Okay, sorry if that's a bit off camera. Let's see what else comes up for Virgo from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. This one's getting my attention, I can feel it. Diligence, yeah. There's still some hard work to go with the Diligence card for the rest of this year. Obviously, we've got one more month left after November. So what I'm getting is this bird is very tired and he's looking for a place to land. But it has to stay in the air at this time. It has to keep gliding, and sort of what I'm getting is like the wind at times will help carry it. It doesn't have to strive so hard. So even though I feel very exhausted with Virgo, so the Virgos that are watching, maybe not all of you, but again, if this doesn't resonate for you and you're a Virgo, check your rising or your moon sign. But I'm getting a lot of exhaustion for Virgo. So maybe a few Virgos that are watching are going through something. Because, yeah, this energy feels a bit suffocating and a bit heavy and exhausting. And at the same time, it's like saying, you know, you're almost there. You're almost there. You can almost start to glide down towards the earth and then rest your feet on the ground and just sit for a while. And that makes sense with this card as well, which is the Four of Swords, which is about resting and taking time out. So you can maybe feel, sometimes what can happen when we're going through a deep spiritual shift is we can feel more exhausted than usual, and we do need more rest because there's a lot going on multi-dimensional, multi-frequency levels. Okay, let's see what the Astro Dice has for Virgo. Jupiter, that's good. You have protection. Wow, Jupiter in Aries. That transit's coming in. I mentioned that in the astrology part of the reading. That's coming in from December 20th. So this is a direct message to Virgo about December 20th, that there's some kind of shift for you then. Okay, so look out for after December 20th, or that day, perhaps the 20th when Jupiter goes into Aries, or after that time period, that you'll be on the forward, going forward with something important, because Jupiter in Aries is very quick energy as well. And this is all felt a little bit on the heavy side, except for this card. This is saying that there is, you know, with the magical map shifter, something magical happening, even though you've been going through something challenging. 6th house. So the 6 is to do with work. It's to do with health. So make sure you're looking after your health. Make sure you're not overly straining your mental faculties. Okay, that's what I'm getting. And there could be changes for some with work situations, like a new job coming up or a new routine, you know, with how you live your day-to-day life. But with Jupiter here, you are protected, and you do have grace and blessings coming in as well for December, because Jupiter is one of the luckiest planets, and so that's popped up for you, which is nice. All right, thank you, Virgo. Going on to Libra. Let's see what's happening for the lovely Librans for December 2022. 6 of Swords. Moving forward, Interesting. It's one of those little cute little sugar gliders. We have these in Australia. I don't know if they're in America as well. I'm not sure, but these are the cutest little guys. If you ever saw videos like on YouTube of sugar gliders, they're so cute and cuddly. They're kind of like squirrels, but they kind of, when they sort of dive and, you know, do that pose in the air, it's like they're a little flying blanket. It's the cutest thing. Anyway, that really got my attention, the sugar glider. So I feel like I wanted to laugh with this card, but like in a happy way, in a joyful way. Okay, so what I'm getting for Libra is there's a lot of joy coming up for you. There's a lot of happiness, and even though these swords are kind of shaped in a very odd way, I feel like the sugar glider is in control and it's just going to glide on right through that gap and make its way through. So I feel like that's a very powerful message of synchronicity around you. Even if there are obstacles around you, Libra, you're totally, with your grace, you're just like gliding through everything. So I do feel there's an element of protection with this. The Six of Swords is always a good card. It's like moving out of some heavier energies into more calmer, sweeter energy. So December looks like, even though there's hectic energy around you, you're going to try and do what you can to just glide through everything. Interesting. Stuck in the mud. Okay, Libra, so there is something, even though this is a wonderful card, there's something that you're still stuck with here. It's 24. It does add to a 6. It can be health or work related potentially, but it could be something else as well. There is something karmically going on that you might feel trapped by, that you might feel you have to deal with, that's slowing you down. Patience required while you're stuck in that situation. So whatever that is, if for some it's work, for some it's a relationship, for some it's something else, like some kind of karmic situation, karmic energy around you. It's almost like you just have to kind of deal with what's going on. And it's interesting because it's kind of opposite to the first card that's come up. So in one way, for some Libras, I feel like if you've been feeling stuck in something, you will get some levity. You will get some traction, probably more so by mid to late December is what I'm getting. What else do you have? Oh, wow, you have the happiness card. Look at that. How beautiful. So with the beautiful dolphin. So I do feel some Libras have got a holiday, because it feels like a beach holiday or being near the ocean, the beautiful sun shining. This is a real idealism with this card. It's so magical. It's got such an aura about it of lightness and happiness. So that's a really wonderful card for Libra. It looks like you're going to be doing something really nice around Christmas, whether it's, you know, fun with another person or with kids or with people around you. Definitely I'm getting, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're probably going to go somewhere near water to, you know, refresh your energy, because it is hot here in Australia or in the southern parts of the world. For others, it's like in having fun with kids, or like say with your kids on Christmas, like doing fun things together as a family. Or it can be just with yourself and your partner, like, or someone that you're seeing, you know, having some fun times. There is a really high vibration energy with this, and things just going smoothly. 8. Libra comes up. How about that? Unbelievable. Can't make that up. You saw it on camera. I still get amazed at how it works with the, I'm just trying to say, yeah, sometimes I check if everything's on camera and I forget, because I get absorbed in the cards when I'm reading them. Anyway, so Libra, Mercury, 8th house. Okay, so there could be some deep conversations, deep realizations. Someone could be helping you with something really powerful with the 8th house. Mercury can be children, like I said before, friendships, communications, deep yet harmonious communications. So relationships could be either very deep and, you know, you could be having insights about your relationship. Maybe you go away and you're thinking about things very deeply, about love, especially about relationships, friendships. Maybe there's a lot going through your mind that you're processing in December. And for some, it could be getting some kind of good news about finances, or good news about something that you want to do with a creative project as well. All right. Let's see how I'm going for time. Okay, 15 minutes in. Yep. All right, so next is Scorpio. Scorpio. It's too many cards. Sorry, I'll try again. Scorpio December. This one didn't want one. Oh, how weird. That was the one that came out. Wow, that's eerie. Okay, Scorpio, you have the Nine of Swords, and we all know the Scorpios have been having a hard time for the last couple of years, just like Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. I think the Scorpios have been having a particularly hard time because the South Node has been in Scorpio, which can be quite a draining energy and dealing with a lot of karmic stuff. The Nine of Swords is talking about stress and worry. Okay, so maybe you're just feeling a bit mentally heavy because you've been going through a lot of stuff. Good news for Scorpios is that next year Saturn from March gets out of Aquarius, so you'll find some relief with that. And Saturn will be in Pisces, which is a supportive energy to Scorpio next year. So you've got that to look forward to. If you're a Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Rising, and you don't know about my other channel where I talk about astrology, and you're interested in astrology, go to the links below to my other channel, or go to the About section in my channel to find information about Pluto in Aquarius, about Saturn in Pisces, and about Jupiter in Taurus, because especially if you're a Scorpio rising, Jupiter in Taurus will be in your relationship sector next year, so it's going to be boosting up your relationships, bringing new love into your life, bringing heightened experiences and a lot of growth for Scorpio. So the reason I'm saying all this is because this is a card of worry and stress, and so I'm just trying to give you the good news that's coming in for next year. All right, so clearly you need to either let go of some baggage, trust a bit more, let yourself experience some kind of release around all the stuff you've been going through, if you can. You know, it's still got a little bit of ways to go, but yeah, I know I'm a Scorpio rising and I've been feeling it too a lot this year, especially. Balancing act 11. Wow. So all the stuff you've been going through, you may have realizations in the month of December that this has been for, sorry, I'm off camera with that. This has been for your personal growth. It's 11. 11's about personal mastery. It's a master number. And look at this crazy image of this like ship balancing on this wire. It's like, this is how hard it's been. It's almost like at times feeling like doing the impossible, and you just sometimes be thinking, how am I getting through all this? How have I been doing all these things? How have I been managing? I can't even speak. How have I been managing? Yes, it's been so hard. And in December, you're still going to feel this energy, is what I'm saying. You're still going to feel this energy around you of like, why is it so hard? Why do I have to do this? And basically the answer is for your soul's growth, for personal mastery. Okay, so remember that when you're going through anything difficult. But let's see what else. You may also need to be aware of your temperament, is what I'm getting, like how you're dealing with other people. You may need to be very balanced and very neutral, is what I'm getting. Trying to be neutral with others, like especially with family or people that trigger you in the month of December. Especially people that trigger you, Scorpio. This one's popping itself out and just desperate to be seen. This is a gorgeous card. Wow, embracing. Oh, that's so beautiful. Look at that. Look at the colors. There's like a fiery sunset and some like, it could almost be like fireflies, something like that. I actually feel there's a very romantic energy with this. So it says embracing. So I do feel there's two energies coming through. One is to do with romance. So there could be someone around you, Scorpio, that you feel, you know, their presence in your life really gives you a spark. You know, a spark of romance, a spark of peace. There's a lot of peace in this card with that beautiful crane. And it's also very reflective energy, and it's like embracing the challenges, knowing that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that you are coming through it soon, and you're going to experience a lot of rewarding things. Okay, so it's just like hang tight, have faith, and when things get difficult, go into some kind of peaceful inner meditative state, or listen to music that helps you feel at peace. Sometimes I listen to things like binaural beats for like releasing negative feelings or cleansing, but also there's those singing bowls. If you listen to those, oh, it's so great. You just forget all your worries, and this is a card of worries. That's why I'm saying that. So maybe something to try, Scorpio. Let's see what else you've got. Yeah, you have Venus. See, I did say embracing can be romantic energy. 11th house, support from friends. Ooh, you have Scorpio, which is your sign. That's happened twice, I think, in this reading today with the correct sign coming up. So there is something to do with a very supportive friend who you have a deep connection with, or someone that was a friend that's now more than a friend, or someone that was a friend that's becoming more of a friend. I do get a love energy coming through. So you've either got support from somebody very close to you that knows you deeply and understands you deeply and just gives you what you need in some way. And that's actually a big energy of support here for you in December. Also, Venus in Scorpio is very passionate energy. So there's some kind of passion coming in for Scorpios in the month of December. So it could be, you know, rekindling something with someone or having just a lot of romantic stuff going on, which is nice. So, very nice. Okay, it was a bit rough, but there was a nice aspect to that reading, so that's good. All right, now let's look at Sagittarius. What have we got for Sag for December? What's going on for Sag? December 2022, or this one. You have the Two of Pentacles, Sag, so you need to have some balance and balancing things out, balancing your finances, balancing your energy. In the card here we have, it looks like a hawk of some kind. So what I heard was spotting an opportunity, okay? So for some Sagittarius, this could be to do with money and your intuition. So like something about your intuition and finances. So I'll just leave it at that. So I'm not sure what exactly that is, but it could be anything from spotting an opportunity in the workplace and going for it, or lining something up for next year. Sagittarius, not that I ever encourage gambling, but Sagittarius is a sign of gambling. It is ruled by Jupiter. There might be something lucky. Someone might give you like a scratchy ticket or something for Christmas, and you might win something or something like that. You know, it's about opportunity, spotting the opportunity anyway. No, I don't condone gambling, just saying. All right. Oh, jumping card, you have openness. Wow. So be open to opportunities and be open to new things. Don't just be stuck in your regular, you know, habits and routines. Be open in December to new energies. There's a lot of energies in Sagittarius, with Venus in Sagittarius, for, you know, a lot of December. So there's something coming to fruition with the full moon. And I do feel it's lucky. I keep getting lucky energy for Sagittarius. So also you might be feeling that you have to change some habits with this card, like maybe something to do with, you know, comforts or diet, because the moon relates to Cancerian energy, which is the stomach. In one way it's the stomach, it's also other things, but yeah. So I am getting that. That's why I said it, because I'm getting it. So let's see what else for Sagittarius. This one's popping out. Oh wow, that's so Sagittarian. The compass. So Sagittarians are very good with direction. And it's a 5, which is about change. It's also, 5s can be about romance. Sensing change, sensing a new direction, opening up, going in a new direction, trying something new. 5 is change, like I said, so trying something new. And that's one good thing about Sagittarians, you know, that I've noticed, is they have a very good way of trusting their instinct and timing, like going with it, following that instinct with that arrow. They point the arrow and they go for it. There's some kind of inspiration coming in, an ability to follow up on something inspiring to you, something creative with the 5 as well. So maybe in December you'll have time to do something creative that will give you some kind of opportunity. Interesting. Let's see what else. Sagittarius, Gemini, Uranus. 3rd house, this is a big energy of communication. It's also online communications, like Uranus, Gemini, and 3rd house is so much about, you could be doing something online, is what I'm feeling, like something creative, that is getting yourself out there in some way, in a communication way, but in a light, fun way as well. But it's also utilizing technology. There could be some new platform that you start to use, a new app that you use that's really beneficial to you, or connecting with people online and having really fun interactions and fun communications, or sharing information. Someone could tell you about something new to do with all of this. So I do feel very creative energy with this, sparky energy, your mind feeling very sort of excitable about it, or excited about it. So stay open in the month of December, Sagittarius, because there's definitely new things coming in. Some Sagittarius will be traveling, okay, so this can be short distance or long distance travel as well. Could be short distance because of the Gemini in the 3rd house here coming out as well. And because we have the full moon coming up, there might be something in terms of the card. This could be a reference to the full moon on December 8th in Gemini. So look out for that full moon. If you're a Sag rising, that's your opposite house, which is the 7th house of relationships. There could be something coming up then with regards to love, relationships, connection with another, you know, information from somebody that's helpful to you. All right, so let's go now to Capricorn. I need to drink some water. Gosh. I just did all those signs without drinking water. That's not good. Okay, I just had some. Capricorn, what is coming up for you guys for December? Strength card. It's very Capricorn. It's a little bit Taurus actually, with the looks like a bull actually pulling the heavy cart. But that is very Capricorn, to feel very burdened for some reason. So look, Capricorn, you might be feeling a bit heavy in your month of December, your birthday month. Happy birthday if you have a birthday in December and you're a Capricorn. There is something where you might feel like other people are putting demands on you. So make sure you keep your boundaries solid, because you don't want to feel that you have to do things out of guilt. Okay, a strong message I'm getting there, because it's going to exhaust you this month. Okay, you might have issues with family being really demanding, or you just have to do a lot of work, or there's something that you're committing to or you're doing that's just heavy in terms of workload. Oh, commitment. I just said something that you're committed to. Yeah, so it's a 6 and 3, which is 9. Interesting, it's got the star, like the Christmas tree star. I find that really interesting. So some Capricorns may be hosting Christmas this year, or maybe, you know, helping family or trying to make Christmas good for their family. And it might be feeling like, in the one way there is goodness with it, but in another way you feel stressed about it. But there is some kind of connecting with another person this December, this Christmas, that's going to be beautiful for you. So it could be anybody. It could be, you know, someone that you're attracted to. It could be someone in the family that you haven't connected to for a while that you miss. Gift exchange is what I'm getting. So yeah, there's a sense of sadness here. So you might be seeing someone that you haven't got to see for a long time, or that you, like I'm getting that you miss and that you're worried about as well. Interesting. What else for Capricorn for December 2022? Release. Wow. Yeah, look at that. Oh, how interesting, because it depicts more like autumn going into winter. It's almost like I can see a little bit of snow coming in. So you might be a Capricorn watching from like the USA, or, you know, a different part of the world to where I am. There's a sense of having to trust in what's happening around you, because it's like a passage is what I'm hearing. So you might have to let go of certain things that you were trying to hold on to, or a person that you were trying to hold on to. Trust that if there's someone that you feel that you miss, they will come back around. That's what I'm getting. Let me just see with this card what else I'm picking up on. Let the chips fall where they may is what I heard. So it's about surrender. It's about trusting that sometimes there's a bigger, well, there is always a bigger picture going on that we don't really always understand from our human level, from the micro level. You know, it's like, I do get a bit of a solemn energy, and I feel like there might be a couple of Capricorns watching that have been a bit down. But I do feel, despite these two heavier energies, there is something nice coming up around Christmas Day for you, which is lovely here. Let's see what else. First house, moon. Yes, you're feeling very emotional about your relationships with others, with these coming up. So you could be feeling a bit lonely. You could be feeling a bit untethered. This is an unusual word. I just heard that, untethered. So a bit anchorless, or a bit lost at sea, a bit lonely. So what I'd say is connect to the people that are there for you, and trust that, you know, you're just in a process of navigating something. But I'll stick by saying that Christmas is going to be nice for you. It may not be perfect, but it's going to be nice. You may be connecting with a female family member that actually helps you feel better in some way. So it could be a sister, a daughter, a mother, a grandmother, something like that. There's a nurturing energy with that, so that's quite lovely. All right, Capricorn, I'll leave it there. I hope you have a nice Christmas, Capricorn. You definitely deserve it. All right, so Aquarius. Okay. What's coming up for Aquarius? King of Pentacles. Look at that bull. It's just wanting to charge. All right, let's see what else. Oh, this one just jumps right out. Healing chaos. That's such an Aquarius energy, isn't it? Healing chaos. My goodness. there's some really strong energy around you here, and you might feel like there's just too much going on in December. So you may be like, oh, I've got to rush from this to that. I'm going to this event. I'm going to this. Someone's invited me to this thing, and I'm just feeling a bit too hectic. There might be some arguments that you have to watch out for. That's what I'm picking up on here. Gentle gardener, yeah. So it's number 2, which is about relationships. Okay, so it's saying being gentle with others. Try not to be too forceful or judgmental in difficult situations is what I'm getting around the month of December. For some reason, that could be something coming up. There's something that you're working on for your future, but it's saying go slowly with it. You know, you've got your ancestors watching over you, spirit guides watching over you, trying to help you to work on something for next year. It could be some kind of change, but you're very preoccupied in December with so much going on. There's just like a whirlwind going on around you. Work, commitments, social stuff, other demands. Yep, Cancer. Wow, sure, a lot of energy. You might be feeling a little bit ungrounded in the month of December, Aquarius, so you need to slow down and gather your energy. You may feel like you need to stay home at times just to pull your energy back, because it looks like there's a lot going on with siblings, family, friends, close friends, a lot of social connections. Don't drink too much with the Neptune in the 3rd house, because it could lead to some chaos there. So just be aware of that. That's a strong message that I was getting. So that's a little bit short and sweet, but that's what I'm getting for Aquarius for December. Okay, and lastly, Pisces. So let's look at what's coming in for you, Pisces people, for December 2022. Oh, this one jumped right out. This is the Magician. Okay, interesting. So the Magician is an energy that's ruled by Mercury. So it's about using your skills and talents, and, you know, using all your skills and talents to kind of get everything that you need to get done. And it's also about manifesting as well. So it seems like for Pisces, December's quite a good manifestation month. Like, you might have a lot going on, and you might be really busy across all different areas, like balancing work, home, family, but also working on future goals and aspirations, like planning things out and manifesting them. It can also relate to things like planting new seeds for your ambitions, or somehow focusing on your goals for the future. Let's see what else comes up. Pisces. Oh, this one literally jumped out. Wow. This one says inner peace, and it's got this beautiful koi fish here. Wow, what a lovely card. Oh, how interesting. I just realized it only just clicked. The Pisces energy comes up here with the 2 fish, except what's interesting is when you look at the symbolism or the glyph of Pisces, it's always the 2 fish swimming in 2 different directions, because it is a dual sign. So you have this dual nature as a Pisces, like many of the other signs, like Gemini is a dual sign as well. It's interesting that the fish in this card are swimming in the same direction. So what I feel this is saying is, for you Pisces, oh, I just realized there was another card underneath. How bizarre. Oh, wow, you have relaxation. Very nice. That was weird. I didn't even realize it was there. I was like, oh, there's another card. And look at that gorgeous full moon. Wow, so a message about the full moon, on which is on December 8th, comes up, because the full moon's depicted here. That full moon is in Gemini, so that might be a little bit hectic for you guys around December 8th. So it is saying make sure you take time to relax and be focused on the one thing, because the 2 fish swimming in the one direction shows need to be focused in one direction to avoid scattering your energy in the month of December. That's a really strong message for Pisces. Taking time out for yourself to literally getting, like how she's sitting there in that hammock reading, it's like relaxing, reading, catching up on things that are relaxing to you, that, you know, might be watching videos on YouTube that you haven't had a chance to get to because you've been busy. It might be reading a book or listening to an audio book, or listening to a podcast or something like that, that is something that you've been meaning to catch up on, but it's been way too hectic and you haven't had the chance to. So again, very strong energy here. There is a lot of ambitious energy and drive, but there's a need for you to slow down and to really focus in one direction, if at all possible, at certain times in December, probably around Christmas as well, or around the time when you've got family around you, so that you don't feel scattered. It's easy for Pisces to feel scattered, especially when they're feeling pulled in different directions. So it is asking you to try to focus a little bit more in December. Oh, what a beautiful card. Someone else had this. Another sign had this. I think it was Aries that had this. Yes. So we have a 33, which is a master number here. and it's saying peaks of joy. So it's really beautiful message for you, Pisces, for the month of December. You know, if you've been going through some kind of challenging energies recently, which, you know, a lot of us, all different signs, have been experiencing too, it is saying that there'll be some beautiful blessings in the month of December for you, some really peak moments of joy, moments of happiness that you share with others, and really good energy. With that orange, it's like feeling, you know, if you've been feeling tired, your energy is going to lift up a little bit in December. I am again getting it around the Christmas period, Christmas, New Year, sort of towards the end of the month as well, in particular for this extra good energy. But it's like if you're feeling things are a bit too much, make sure you take time out for inner peace, relaxation, for meditation, for self-reflection, for prayer, you know, for spiritual work that is, you know, for you, for your personal self, your inner work and healing. Let's look at the Astro Dice for Pisces. We have Virgo, Uranus, and the 4th house. Wow. So home life may feel a little bit hectic or a little bit crazy for some Pisces, because we have Uranus in the 4th house, which is can be a disruptive energy. It can be a feeling like there's too much to do with the Virgo, and then at times there's unpredictable elements popping up out of the blue, and you're suddenly having to deal with something unexpected that you just it wasn't part of your routine, and you're like, oh, so now I've got to change this and change that. So the energy here is saying be adaptable, Pisces, when it comes to home and family in the month of December, because it's going to help you rather than experiencing resistance to, you know, what is. And you are an adaptable sign, so you should be okay with that, but obviously depends on the rest of your chart as well. So if you've got like a fixed rising or a fixed moon, that can make it harder to be a bit adaptable. There could be unexpected developments with family. There could be unexpected developments to do with your work and routine, or even health or pets here with the Virgo coming up. Pets might be being a little bit erratic, or, you know, behavioral changes or something like that could be coming up, or unexpected development with a pet as well. So I'll leave it there for Pisces, and I'll leave it there for the month ahead reading. That's done. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And as I said, all the links are below to anything related to readings, jewelry, joining my Patreon, all that stuff. It's all below. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic month, and enjoy Christmas and New Year. Bye.